Artists will always be needed. We're never going to be replaced. This is going to be my message for this video. So if you are an artist, if you are a young creator, if you do feel lost, if you do feel what you do is pointless or that what you do does not matter, this is going to be a video for you. I get it. The art world feels a little dangerous right now. There is emerging AI technologies. There is a ton of layoffs happening, right? Microsoft just killed 2 more amazing studios this week alone, and there is just a general lack of work at the moment. And because of all this, many artists out there are afraid, and they have every right to do so, and I don't blame them. But I do feel there is a lot of this fear and blame that is a bit misplaced. So throughout this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of those uncomfortable truths in regards to managing our own expectations versus reality, how we need to adopt a more long-term sustainable growth mindset, and what we can do to stay on top of things as a creator in 2024. I'm Tyler Edlin. I've been an artist and creator now for about 15 years, and I'm here to help you. And I'd love to thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare, again. So with that said, let's get in. And so for this week, I'm going to be revisiting one of my original characters from like 5 or 6 years ago. It's been that long since I've drawn him, and he's basically a little spore wizard. Lives in the forest, of course. He collects lots of gem, and he comes from this really awesome tribe that's isolated, from the rest of humanity. And he uses spores as his source of magic. So yeah, I'll be just drawing this guy in the background, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This is part of my ongoing effort to just get back to drawing and just kind of saying, I don't care if this is good or bad. I just want to draw for fun. All right. So number 1, let's just manage expectations a little bit here. And I think this will put us all a little bit on the same base kind of moving forward. Creating art and doing it professionally is very hard. It always has been. And I do think because of social media and the way we're bombarded with tons of stimulus in regards to that, it's very easy to kind of just glorify this as a job or a career prospect, when the reality hasn't changed, and it hasn't changed at all even since AI image generation has showed up on the field. And I've been getting a little upset because I do see more and more these artists and creators publicly quitting their pursuit as a creator and then just shifting the blame entirely to AI. While it is their every right, of course, to quit, and I don't blame them for doing so, kind of just fueling and flaming that whole AI scare thing isn't benefiting anybody. Because the reality is, I do check out a lot of these portfolios of these artists that are publicly quitting, and they are actually pretty far from what would be considered industry standards to begin working as a professional. Now, if these individuals wanted to start their own studios, build their own games, sell their own art on the side, that is perfectly cool, and I endorse that, and I encourage artists all the time to do so. But if we're just talking about entry level and working in a studio or doing production pipeline work, most of these guys are pretty far from that mark. And again, a lot of that might have to do with their very own expectations and being able to logistically gauge where their current skill sets are at. This has never been an easy field. It's always been difficult. I've had to work and grind well over 10 years to even get whatever success that I've had already. It's just never been easy, and nothing has ever been guaranteed. I learned this just 2 years in after working my first studio job in 2012, and I got laid off out of the blue, out of nowhere. And I learned immediately, okay, nothing is ever going to be stable. This is just not the type of stable field, especially if we're talking about financial stability. And the truth of the matter is, I know a lot of creators in the space personally have relied heavily on their partners, on their spouses, on their husbands, on their wives to do a lot of the financial lifting. That is normal. That is not changing at all. I'd hear it from my old professors that were, their heyday was in the 80s and 90s. I see it today when I talk to other artists at conventions and see how they're doing and what their spouse is up to. It's always the same story. And AI didn't disrupt that to the degree that is being thrown about out there right now. It's just not there yet, and it's not implemented that widely. Personally, myself, I do pretty good business. In the last 3 years, of course, because of COVID, I did excellent business. But fact of the matter is, I've never been able to bring in, my own healthcare. I rely on my wife's job for that. And I know a lot of other artists are in a similar boat. So again, it's about doing what you have to do and working with, of course, a partner that will able to complement and supplement each other very, very well. And even for myself, when I got canned on my first job, I learned the viability and the importance of having multiple incomes, right? Multiple revenue streams. And that is because nothing has ever been guaranteed. So I looked at what my skill sets are, what I enjoy doing, and I stacked things. And then I diversified. Again, and this was like over a decade ago, before AI art was ever the thing. And it was tough then, it's tough now. And I just don't feel blaming something like that, especially blaming something we have no control over, is going to help anybody, and it's purely a waste of time. Being an artist and a creator is all about navigating various types of obstacles and setbacks. I applied for jobs, several in March. I got rejected from a handful of them. Rejection has always been a part of the process. I don't sit there and whine about it, and I don't sit there, I own that. That was my own fault. The fact of the matter is, there is highly skilled creators out there. I'm more worried about those guys, in a respectful way, of course, because they earned the job, they deserve the job, and I'm not blaming me, I'm not blaming them or anything, right? They worked harder, they had to better work, they were probably a better fit for the role. So I don't blame the client for even going with them. But I'm not going to sit there and piss about it, in the corner. It's just a part of the field. It always has been. I'm just here to say that nothing's really changed all that yet, and it may not for a while. So, number 2, let's talk about some of these actual issues and what we can do to fight them, which is honestly nothing new. And that, of course, is to focus on the long-term sustainable growth. I recently saw an awesome video by Jake Parker. You guys should check him out. And he was talking about how artists are basically day trading. We're focusing too much on daily productivity, daily worries, daily posting, all this stuff daily, right? Basically quick outputs. And I do feel as a culture, and largely because of social media, we are focusing so much on these quick and daily outputs. But when you think about it, and at least in a conventional sense, artists that have always done the best focus on that connection with their art and their creations, their deep, rich personal experiences, and the fulfillment that can create, which is impossible to measure on those daily metrics that social media wants us to chase. So the better we get at looking and focusing inwards toward ourselves, right? Our passions, our interests, what we really love to do, rather than entirely on the financial side of things and the social media pressures or trying to fulfill a role for a job, I think we could do better in the long run. So there's a lot of things we can be doing as creators to stay relevant and to adapt to this modern world. And one way that I've always done it is, of course, reading books like The Brand Gap by Marty Neumeier. Highly recommend it. I watch YouTube content like from Trent Kanuga or Jake Parker, or I take online courses. Something that is awesome for the fact that it even exists, as when I was training, over 20 years ago, online classes weren't a thing. So the fact that they do exist and they're taught by industry professionals that provide awesome assignments is just a blessing. And so before I do dive into the final part of this video, I do want to thank Skillshare, of course, for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is the largest online learning community, and it offers a ton of inspiring classes from artists and professionals from around the world. What's great about Skillshare is that it has learning pathways that get you from novice to pro in a very reasonable time. What's great about them is that they do offer such a wide variety of disciplines that you can work on. And as you guys know, I've been working largely this year on my social media presence, whether that has been on Instagram or here on YouTube. Something that's very difficult, something I'm not innately very good at. But I've been working at it and hopefully been getting stronger at it because it can be very overwhelming and time consuming. One class I've been enjoying recently from Skillshare that helped me need to implement the information that I was missing was Instagram Reels for artists, making reels that serve a purpose. If you want to take a dive into being an artist and marketing yourself like myself and many other professionals do, follow this class and others like it. Build those skills that you need to make more valuable content to reach, of course, a broader audience. And now I'm having reels that are regularly popping up at 50 to 100K, something I've never been able to achieve before. But it goes far beyond marketing and social media. They, of course, do have courses on design, on illustration, to even animation. Basically anything a creator could potentially need. Every class is worth your time because at the end of it, you're going to have a skill that you did not necessarily have before, and it's going to last and be with you for the rest of your life. I do recommend you try it out because Skillshare is offering us a special promotion with the first 500 people to click the link below will get a 1-month free trial. And if you're anything like me, 1 month is plenty of time to get some serious learning in. And the best part is you can test many courses out within that time frame. So at no risk to you, Skillshare will help you reach your goals in a shorter amount of time. Thanks again for sponsoring this video. So with all that said, is it safe and even possible for an artist and for a creative to pursue a career in art in 2024? Yes, absolutely, I feel it is. Is it safe? No, it never has been safe. That's kind of been the point here. But is it possible? Definitely. Art is constantly evolving and changing. Remember in the late 90s when clip art became a thing? Every illustrator panicked and they tried to waste a lot of energy to stop that emerging technology, which, seemingly made everything faster and cheaper and basically took away from the craft. And as many of these guys have told me, it was a large waste of their time. And while now the entertainment industry is going through a big shift and they're trying to reduce production costs and things were all inflated from the last 3 years, it's a whole other topic. But, there are more ways to create now than ever. And this is a theme, of course, I've been hitting upon with the last batch of my videos. There are just so many independent artists thriving today in ways that were not possible 20 years ago. Some doors are going to close, they're always going to close. Other doors are constantly going to be opening. And it is important to remember that each artist's path to success, regardless of how you want to measure that, is going to be unique, different, and beautiful in its own way. Well, it's not always beautiful. It's very tough and grueling at times, of course. And of course, I'm just saying it's more beneficial to be open-minded and adaptable to industry changes. We need, of course, to leverage our expectations so we can keep ourselves in check and be realistic with what is obtainable at any given moment. Shifting the blame to technology or other things that are out of your control is simply a waste of time and effort that could be applied to your craft and your own skills. And I'm not advising anyone to change their morals or their stance on AI image generation. I'm just saying it is a waste of time to try to fight it. I know people out there are fear-mongering over it, basically ready to phone in and cancel their dreams because of this abundance. There are various ways, of course, that artists can monetize their work and create their own opportunities. This is things that they do have control over, whether that's branding and merchandising, whether that's crowdfunding, whether that's streaming, whether that's making your own products and books, whether that's going to conventions and selling, whether it's starting your own studio and freelancing. If you're truly passionate about it, the opportunity is there if you make it for yourself. Success in art is a challenge, and it's never been a one-size-fits-all. And it's also not entirely wrong that art or creativeness doesn't have to be the sole source of your income. For the earlier parts of my career, I was a part-time bus driver, and I had no problem doing that. And I don't think any of you should have any problems too if you have to work side jobs that are non-art related till you get things up and moving. But with how competitive things are today, of course, it's not just for people that want it or like the idea of it. It is for people that are genuinely really hungry for it. Are you guys hungry for it? Alright, so let's wrap it up. It's a nice day. I gotta get back to taking my Skillshare class. Art is accessible to anyone, right? Anyone with a pencil can draw, can create. It's not a privilege. Success from creator to creator, of course, is gonna vary. With enough dedication and perseverance, you can do it too. I generally feel anybody can create nowadays, and it is possible to be successful in this space doing that. Things have shifted. Technology has always emerged in some way or another. Things are always trying to uproot our way of doing things. But we have made it, and we're going to continue to do it. We cannot be replaced. I want to hear from you guys below, your creative triumphs as well as some of your failures. Of course, subscribe for some content, and thanks again for Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Guys, keep creating. I'll catch you next time.